Hey, Phantomaniacs, welcome to the newest unboxing here on the Needless Things YouTube channel. Today we are opening up the Boss Fight Studio Legends of Lucha Libre Premium Taya Valkyrie, one of the most legendary women in all of professional wrestling. Has made a name for herself everywhere she has gone. I first knew her from Lucha Underground, where I was very confused when a woman who was not Melina came out with furry boots on to help out John Morrison. But she's incredible. She's great character work, great on the mic, great in the ring, one of the all-time greats. And Boss Fight has been making just unbelievable figures. I am in love with Boss Fight right now. Stats: height 5'7", which a little bit of trivia for you. So for the longest time, I thought Rhea Ripley was like huge. She is 5'7". She just looks, I mean, she is huge, but she's not particularly tall. Weight, nobody's business, from Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. Debut 2010, 15 years in the business. Finishing move, Shania Payne. That is hilarious. You're always going to win me over with a little bit of wordplay. Yeah, I remember. So Lucha Underground, I at first couldn't totally get into because of how wacky it was. And then I gave it another chance, just I guess in the right frame of mind or whatever. Because, you know, sometimes you just aren't ready for something new. And I just loved it. I absolutely loved it. And I'm so glad so many of those folks are working other places now. You know, Lucha Underground was something very, very special that probably will never happen again. But yeah, it was just a blast to watch. So yeah, John Morrison became a thing, or John. What did he have a different? I don't remember if he had a different name there or not. I don't know if he was Johnny Lucha or something. I don't remember. But he was there, and then she shows up. And, as, you know, the first thing I kind of saw was furry boots, you know, a woman with very attractive physique, putting it as respectfully as I can. And then just like, whoa, wait, that's not Melina, the person we have traditionally related to John Morrison. And then she, you know, went on to have matches and stories and whatever else and just be incredible. So what a wrestler and somebody that you absolutely have to have in your collection. Huh. Well, I'll take a closer look at that in a minute. So Boss Fight is all about aesthetics, details. I am a fan of what they've done right here. And instead of doing separate knee pads, they've just sculpted them onto the figure. Look, I'm torn. I can appreciate both methods. That torso is going to take a little moving to loosen up and get exactly centered. I can appreciate both methods. It just depends on what I want out of the figure, I guess. But I'll be honest, the knee pads and elbow pads, when they're extra separate pieces, kind of drive me a little nuts sometimes because they limit the articulation so much. So she is, I've got Dean Malenko over there still from the Vampiro review. She is just under 6.5 inches tall, and I have a Dean Malenko. And Dean Malenko is, I believe, 5'10", build at 5'10", maybe. And look at that. That seems, you know, pretty darn close to me. So Boss Fight is getting the scaling how I want it to be. Got all the articulation you expect. Plastic feels really good. Boss Fight is big into, okay, this is interesting because in Vampiro had these cupped shoulder joints. Like, they're not really butterfly joints. They're kind of McFarlane style. And usually I don't really care for those. But the way that they move on these boss fight figures, like, they work. They just don't look as wonky as the McFarlane ones. I don't know what the magic is, but I'm okay with them here. And since she doesn't have the tattoos like Vampiro has, aesthetically it doesn't, mess things up as much. So her gear is the orange and green. I absolutely love, because that makes her... I'm trying to loosen that upper body up some to get that gear lined up a little better. I don't know about you. I don't have a whole lot of orange and green figures on the shelf. Well, orange, green, and white specifically. And that green is metallic. It's like a really dark metallic green. Has a great look to it. She's got the tattoos on her forearm there, and then those wristbands are removable pieces, because Boss Fight's all about things being modular and reusable whenever they can manage it. And these wrists are up and down articulation. And I love how you can just slide. And I mean, this is the case on some WWE figures now. You can kind of slide that wristband down and just cover up the wrist joint if you want to. I like that. Portrait is, I mean, that's her. Got a little schmutz on her chest there. That might, I guess I'm going to have to check. I have said in the past, I'll check and see later if I can just wipe that off or not. Although for all I know, she's got a mole right there. And that's supposed to be there, part of the deco. All right, well, it is not just wiping off. It's a little mark right there. Now she's oiled up for a match. Not loving that. Proportionally, she looks great. This is one of the things that bothers me so much about, and look, I love Mattel's WWE figures. I think they do a great job within the limitations that they have. But it drives me crazy when you see, like, Lyra Valkyrie, Valkyria, Rhea Ripley, and Charlotte Flair all using the same body parts. Like, that's... I get it. It's how the line works. It's what it is. But it drives me crazy. And, it's not as bad as, like, Jakks Pacific used to be. But it's not right. It really does. It's just how that line is, and you just have to accept it if you're going to collect those figures. But this, proportionally, shape-wise, size-wise, everything, this is what she looks like. So I'm trying to figure out the ankle articulation here. Oh, you can move, so... And in the interest of reusing whatever's underneath the furry boots, I'm sure they've got some... These are separate pieces. Okay, there we go. Oh, okay. I'm getting... So these are sculpted. You got to kind of turn them around a little bit. They go up in the front so you get more use out of that ankle. And you can slide them up and down on the leg to move as needed. And that's a standard ankle joint. So you can get a cool, like, pose there by moving those around. Nice. All right, she's ready to go. So let's pop that head off. I really wish, and I don't know why they didn't do it this way, I wish the hair was swappable, because I don't necessarily want her to have the blood on my shelf display, but I don't necessarily want the flowers in her hair either. So I wish they had made the hairpiece swappable. I do like the cut right here, looks great. See, this would have been perfect if you could just switch those. or even pop, you know, if this was a separate piece that could pop off and like clip onto the, well, you wouldn't even want this one on this hair though. Really, I just need this face to be usable with either hairpiece. So I will be displaying this one because I like that facial expression better. It makes her a little more unique. She comes with her little dog, whose name I cannot, it's not Elvis, is it? I can't remember right now. Oh, much like CM Punk's Larry, this dog is correct. Was this a Pomeranian? Is that right? Looks great. It's a slug. It's all it needed to be. I do not need a little tiny super articulated dog. It would have been nice, but it's not anything I'm going to complain about. I've got more hands. You've got fists, which have the lateral movement rather than the up and down. And then you've got gesturing hands. And then finally, you've got the little pink staple gun, which is absolutely going in her hand. I do not know if she's left-handed or right-handed. But we're going to put that in that right hand. Fits just right. And just for fun, she's going to be gesturing with the other, whoop, wrong one. With the other hand. And that is a great, great action figure. I kind of want to just have her holding the dog, but I'm just going to put the dog by her feet or something on the shelf because this is too cool. This is too unique. No other wrestling figure I own has a staple gun, and not a lot have the blood, that gesture. Like this makes her even more unique than she already is. Boss Fight's killing it. They're doing great, great stuff. I'm absolutely thrilled with every Boss Fight figure I've gotten. They just get it. They get how to make fun toys, and I really appreciate that because they're great figures. They're collector figures, right? But they're also great toys, and that's important. So thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about Needless Things, and until next time, buy what you like.
Smash that like button if you like Needless Things.